Guys and girls, welcome back to the channel. I am in my usual place. I'm at Into Moto, and today they've just had a part exchanging that, yeah, I just had to get the keys for. So let's have a look. So here it is. It's the one and only Voge 900 DSX or the Voge DS900X. I've still not got my head around that. It says something on here, it says something different online. You know the bike, I absolutely love these. I have done a review on these. I was actually at the launch for one of these, but there's not been any used ones, just the new ones. This is the first used one that I've seen go into Moto, and yeah, I just had to have a go, only because this bike's got quite a few little extras, a few add-ons, and of course it's cheaper. So yeah, what I'm going to do, go around the bike the usual way. I'll point out a few of the extras, I'll point out a lot of the standard kit, because there is a hell of a lot of kit on this. And yeah, I'll mention the price now. This bike is up for £7,399, so it's about £1,500 off a brand new one. Not to be sniffed at, it's a nice saving. It's only got 3,000 miles on, and it's had its first service, so yeah, you've saved that as well. Someone's run it in for you. Let's have a look around. Let's start with the full 360 so you can see it in all its glory. It is, of course, in my opinion, the best colour scheme. It is the Black Knight. I just love it. I do. I really like the Black Knight version. I just think it looks more expensive than the others. I mean, tell me if you disagree, because you know we've all got opinions, but I just think the black with the gold wheels just looks absolutely mint. And you can see it's on a 2025 plate, so it is the new version of this bike, and you can see already the eagle-eyed amongst you will know that that's not a standard exhaust. This has had the Scorpion exhaust fitted. It looks quite nice, that as well. So that is one of the extras that the first owners put on, as are these little graphics here that have been put on. Now, I like them, do. So all of these things around here, these are all, well, they're not straight from factory like that. They've been added by the previous owner. I think they fit in nicely with the colour of the bike and the other graphics that are already on. There's also been an update on the belly pan as well, so that looks a little bit more substantial to the one that you get as standard. There's also been an improvement with the knuckle guards. So these do come with knuckle guards as standard, but they've been swapped over for some bark busters. So yeah, again, it's an improvement on the ones that were there. There's also been a different screen put on at the front. The bike was brilliant as it was. All of these extras are obviously just to someone's personal preference. I would say possibly the old bash plate at the bottom is, yeah, that's a nice improvement, especially if you're going to take it off-road. But everything else, as you know, on these bikes come as standard. So you've got the engine guards at the front, it's got cruise control, it's got heated grips, it's got heated seats, it's got, yeah, there's a hell of a lot. It's also had the Jivvy backplate put on. I know these bikes have been everywhere, and all the YouTubers have had a go. They've all raved about them, and for me, it's with good reason. These are cracking bikes. This 895cc is a parallel twin. It's liquid cooled. It delivers 95 horsepower and 95 newton meters of torque at 6,250 RPM. It's a bit of a beast, this. I can see why everyone raves about them, because they are just the lovely bikes to ride. Lovely looking machines as well, and plenty of power. This comes with a 17 litre fuel tank, KYB adjustable forks at the front, twin brake discs at the front with 2 piston calipers, and they are Brembos, and a single piston at the back. Again, you've got Brembos on here, so really good spec brakes. You've got these gorgeous gold wheels with spokes and tubeless tyres. It is quite a tall bike, so you've got to bear that in mind if you are thinking about getting one. I am short, to be fair. I'm 5'8" with a 29-inch inseam. Sat on this bike, I am, I don't know, a couple of centimetres maybe of getting my heels down on both sides. The seat height is 825 millimetres, but because the seat's quite wide, actually makes it feel a little bit taller. So yeah, if you are shorter than me, just bear that in mind if you're thinking about getting one of these bikes. My advice would be get down to a shop that's got one. Into Moto's got this, and I believe they've got a new one inside as well. Throw your leg over one of them, see how it feels, see how it fits you, make sure you feel comfortable. Now the weight on this, the wet weight is 234 kilograms, so it's not light, but that being said, it doesn't feel top heavy, it feels really well balanced. And I've been on bikes lighter than this that actually feel heavier. This does not feel like a heavy bike. As you can see, I'm able to walk it uphill on my tiptoes and backwards without any miler. So yeah, I wouldn't let the weight put you off. For an adventure bike, it's about right. It's not too heavy, but it's not light. Only thing left me to do now is take this bike out for a ride, and we'll see if it's still as good as I remember. I hope so, because I bloody love them. That screen does look a little bit taller than the standard one, and I didn't have an issue with the standard one, but I can kind of see why someone would want a taller screen if they're doing a lot of touring, a lot of motorway stuff. Nice. Ah, see, I can see a record on there as well. So this bike has got that many extras on it. You'd have to go back to my original review of the bike. I was at the official press launch for it, and the record that's flashing there is because it does have a dash cam at the front, so it does record all that. It does have USBs, it does have cruise control, it does have just about every imaginable extra you can think of. There's just a lot of kit on these bikes, and it's why they're so popular. Even the brand new price, I think they come now, they're something like I think they're £8,700 currently for a brand new one without luggage, and if you want luggage it's £699 extra. So even with luggage, they come in around the £9,500 on the road. So yeah, I know they're not cheap bikes, but they are considerably cheaper than the competition. And I did a bit of a thing on these bikes when I first got my hands on one. And the BMW GS that I'll not go into too much detail. Let's just say that the equivalent BMW, which this is pretty much the same bike, with all of this kit on it, that this comes as standard, it was pretty much double. Sure, I priced it and it was just under £20,000, and yet this comes with it all, and even brand new, 9.5. This is just a bit of a bargain really. It's got a little over 3,000 miles and it's £7,399. Now for me, I'm a sucker for the luggage. I think the luggage on these are great. It's a great deal. I would probably be trying to get some luggage for it, try and get the original stuff as well, if it's possible. I don't know if it is. It's definitely worth asking inside into Moto anyway. Yeah, it's going through the gears as sweetly and as nice as I remember. it's just a nice bike to ride. This, the screen, albeit it's a little bit taller, my eye line is actually up here, so I am looking over the screen as opposed to looking through it, and I do think that that is a much better thing for me. I've mentioned it previously on videos where the screens are really tall. They're a bit of a pain in bad weather because you're looking through a glass window that's got loads of water being pelted on it, and it's just going to be a bit distorted. And it doesn't matter how good the stuff is you put on it that makes it run down, you're still not going to be able to see as clear as you can if you can see over it. But the screen is doing an amazing job as well. I'm not getting any wind in my face. Now, I've not even noticed the exhaust note. I don't think there's a great deal of difference with the exhaust sound. I expected the Scorpion exhaust to be a little bit louder. Yeah, for me, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comments regarding the changing of the exhaust, because for me, if you're going to get some extra horsepower out of it, and if the exhaust looks nicer, then yeah, I can kind of see why you would do it. But this doesn't sound much different to the actual stock exhaust. So then I'm thinking, how much did the person pay for it? Because new exhausts aren't cheap, so it's going to have cost a fair few £100 extra. So yeah, I don't know whether I personally would pay that. However, someone's already paid it, so it's not really something you need to worry about. If you were to buy this bike, just know that it has had that added. So as well as saving the money on the new price, it's also got the Scorpion exhaust. It's also got these bark busters, and looking at the bark busters compared to the standard ones, yeah, they do look like they offer more protection, in particular for your levers. They've got this nice metal covering on there, so I think your levers are going to be just better protected with these on. Just so disappointed with that exhaust though. I thought it was going to be like a bit of a thunder moment. Thought it was going to sound so much like beefier, and it just doesn't really sound much different. Now, something I have heard a couple of people say with these quick shifters on this, that they can be a little bit clunky. What I would say is, if you try and ride this like just a normal ride, so you're not trying to give it the beans or anything, and you try and use the quick shifter then, and you're trying to ride it economically, let's say, then yes, it does clunk a little bit into gear. You notice a bit of a clunk and a bit of a jolt with a gear change. However, that's not what a quick shifter is designed for. A quick shifter is designed to shift gears quickly, so kind of going up the rev range and going through the gears quickly. And when you do it that way, it just goes into gear like butter. It's smooth as you like. I'm not going to do a performance test as such. Certainly not like I would do the 125, where I'm doing it based on like where other 125s get to 60, etc. Because this is not a 125. This will get to 60 probably in first gear, if not certainly second, and it's going to do it at, you know, quick fashion. But I do want to kind of just prove the point with the quick shifter. I am going to pull up at my usual place, just here in front of the grid, but again, I'm not doing this to measure against any 125. If you've watched my reviews before, 125s give the beans down here. We try and get to 60 as quick as I can. I just basically measure whereabouts they get to the 60 mile an hour, and they all do it at different places. This, however, I just want to show you with the quick shifter the difference when you're doing it by giving it the beans and the difference when you're trying to ride it normally. So because I'm on national speed limit, I'm going to give it the beans and you can see how it works. Okay, so first gear, just complete and utter ease going through the gears. There is no judders. You notice this change in sound, and you see the gear indicator change, but it isn't a clunk on your foot. It just feels nice and smooth. It's just, you don't even feel a click, to be fair. You just feel, well, I'm just listening to the noise of the gear change. But it's nice and smooth, and it's the way a quick shifter is supposed to work. Picking up speed quickly, changing gears quickly, that's the idea. But if you are then riding slowly, or like how you would ride how you would ride normally through a town, then yes, you will notice a massive difference. Let's go into first gear. Right, so I'm in first gear now. So if I'd use the quick shifter like then, you notice a bit of a click forward. Again, third gear, you notice like a bit of a that's just something that it kind of struck a chord with me when I've seen another review and thought, the quick shifter is not like that when you use it properly. And it's not, if you use it properly. You want to do a smooth gear change with a quick shifter, then you've got to ride it quick. The bike still rides as you would expect a new bike to, because it is pretty much new. So for me, this bike is one of those where I do think, you know, if you're looking for one of these, and this is definitely the sought after colour scheme, and it has got these extra graphics and stuff that I think are actually quite tasteful as well. I actually like the graphics that they've put on, the ones in the parts where they're more likely going to get little scuffs on, so like where your legs rub against the tank, and where in my case my belly touches the tank. Yeah, it's just a bit of protection, but it looks nice and it goes really well with the bike. Saving what, about £1,500 from a brand new bike. And don't forget, this bike has got the new exhaust on as well, the Scorpion exhaust, so that's going to be a fair few £100 fitted. Then you've got the bark busters. I'm pretty certain they're a couple of £100 as well. Then you've got these graphics and the tank protection that's been put on. Yeah, I'm sure they were probably about 50 quid or something. I can't imagine it being much. Then you've got the bash plate at the bottom as well that's been done. So, you know, I would say all in, with all of the extras that you would not have to buy because someone's done it all for you, you probably are talking about £2,000 as a saving off a new bike. And I think that's good. You know, who doesn't want to save £2,000? For me, if I was looking for one of these bikes now and I had the option of buying one with 3,500 miles, and I could get it £2,000 cheaper than a new price with the extras that I'd probably put on, then yeah, it's a no-brainer, isn't it? You go for the one that you're going to save money on. This will still have the Voge warranty and stuff with it. It's still going to have all of that security. It's still the latest plate, so you know your friends and family will all think that you've bought a brand new bike, because essentially it is, and it's on a brand new reg. So yeah, you will have that. You will just have saved £2,000. And who doesn't want to save two grand? You could buy this bike, you could go on a nice couple of week tour somewhere, and that wouldn't cost £2 grand. Go over to Europe, do a proper tour over there. It's not going to cost you £2 grand. I just like these bikes. I'm sold on them. It's just a lovely bike to ride. It's comfortable, it's got loads of power, and it's got all of the extras that you'd ever want or need for a tour. All of the other YouTubers that have been on them, they have all raved about these bikes, and I did think, well, that's because they're recognizing a good old Chinese bike. They're recognizing at last that there are amazing bikes coming over from China, and this for me is probably top of the tree for all of them. I would have one of these tomorrow. In fact, I'd have one of these today if I could afford one. I want to just answer a question, because I think everybody's going to say the same thing. I do. I want to get this out, and apologies I've not got it out sooner, because everyone, I'm sure, especially the ones who don't like the Chinese bikes, I'm sure the same thing is going to be going through their minds now. Why did somebody trade their bike in after 3,000 miles? If it's as good as what I'm saying this bike is, why on earth would somebody trade it in after 3,000 miles? Well, I can answer that question quite easily. You've seen the extras that have been put on this. So the bark busters, the bash plate, just to name two. The person who's bought this bike has obviously planned to do some off-road type riding. But then what happens when you go to the Adventure Bike Rider Festival and you see the all-new Voge 800 Rally? Well, what happens is, for the person who wanted to get an adventure bike to ride a bit of off-road, what happens is you look at the Voge 800 Rally and go, oh, I think I want that one. That's what happens. It's what happens, because this bike, I think, is a brilliant road bike. It's a brilliant bike for touring on. It's a really comfortable, lovely bike. But if you compare this to the 800 Rally, which is clearly more off-road focused, it's clearly more alongside like the Yamaha Tenere, that kind of style and size and everything. This isn't. It's a bigger bike. So the person in question, yeah, he's one of the first to put his money down on the new 800 Rally. So yes, this bike has come in because that's the bike he's getting. I kind of get it. I mean, for me, I'll do like the looks of that bike, but he's obviously bought this thinking it was going to be a bit of an off-road machine, and then he's seen that and gone, I should have waited a few months. I get it, you know. He's unfortunately would have took the hit on this bike. That's unfortunate. You buy a brand new bike, you're going to take a bit of a hit on it, aren't you, when you sell it? He's took the bit of a hit on it, but that is our gain. Well, not mine, because I can't afford it, but whoever wants to buy this bike is going to save a couple of £1,000 because someone's had to take the hit on it because they've gone and bought another bike. Another Voge, I might add. So it's, you know, they've clearly warmed to the Voge and the whole Voge way of life. But yeah, I can see why they've done it. Somebody is going to get a bargain because of it, save some money. I'll put a link in the description to Into Moto. The only thing I will say is these bikes are selling like hotcakes, even the brand new ones, and there is not a great deal of used ones on the market. So anybody who's looking to get one of these that can save some money, yeah, it'll be sold very, very quickly. Hopefully I can get the video out before this one's sold. But if it's a bike you're interested in, I'll put a link in the description. I'll have my fingers crossed for you that it isn't sold before the video comes out. Someone is going to get an absolute lovely bike at a nice saving. So yeah, that's going to do me for today. I'm going to go in and just cry into my helmet the fact that I can't afford this myself. Laters.